This episode of the Totally Rad Show is brought to you by GoDaddy. Coming up, our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to review Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Today in movies, we have just walked out of Universal City Walk.
Yeah,
standing
top of the world. Atop Universal City Walk.
That's right, out of Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. So this is the 4th in the Mission Impossible franchise.
Correct.
The last one directed by J.J. Abrams, this one produced by him, directed by the renowned animation director Brad Bird, famous for the animated movies Iron Giant and the superhero spy movie The Incredibles.
Correct.
Making his live-action debut.
Debit.
And this follows the adventures of Ethan Hunt with a new team.
I almost wanted you to say Ethan Hawke.
A new team, Simon Pegg and Paula Patton. They are
Simon Pegg was in the third.
They're on their own. The IMF has collapsed, and they have to band together to pull off the impossible.
Classic disavowed story.
Right.
From 1, 2, and 3.
That's right. Jeff, what did you think of Mission Impossible?
I thought it was awesome.
We saw it in IMAX.
IMAX? Wow, you just took the words right out of my mouth.
And sorry, I just realized we saw it in IMAX, and probably 20 minutes or so it was shot in IMAX.
Yeah.
And the rest is blown up. So you saw it in IMAX, you loved the IMAX experience.
And being in IMAX, I thought added a lot to it. Key action sequences are shot in IMAX, and so unlike The Dark Knight, where there were moments that were in IMAX, but it wasn't like key moments. It felt like, oh, when it pops into IMAX, oh, something awesome's about to happen. We're about to embark on a really cool action sequence. So there's like 3 big set piece moments, and they all pop into IMAX, and you're like, yes, lock it in. I had a great time with this movie.
New catchphrase.
Lock it in,
Lock
IMAX.
it in.
I had a great time with this movie. You feel like you're in good hands right from the start. It never insults your intelligence. It's much more straightforward than I remember any of the previous Mission Impossible movies being. There are no huge twists. There are no confusing plot reversals, who's what, where. It's very straightforward. Stop the guy, stop the guy, stop the guy. And I found that a refreshing change of pace for the series because it was just, it was so clear, and their mission was so clear right from the outset. Yes, they had setbacks. Yes, there were unforeseen moments, but I, as an audience member, was right there with them the entire time. These movies are such fun gadget films. They're such nifty gadgets constantly. Yes, there are moments where we happen to have the thing that does exactly the thing we need to do, but
Sticky
you forgive
gloves.
it.
Glad I brought him.
Yeah, exactly. The machine that somehow changes the number on
engraving machine. Glad I brought it.
Yeah, on hotel doors, like
Switch 'em engravers.
very specific machine.
Yeah.
But
That
it's
they
still
all took,
super cool.
That they all took just off the train. They were like, oh, we may need this.
Yes. And the much ballyhooed Dubai tallest building in the world sequence that you hear about Tom Cruise actually being there, you feel it. You feel that he's really there.
Yeah.
And my goodness, especially in IMAX, it is a thrilling sequence. It is truly spectacular. I found myself, almost disoriented from the dizzying heights of it, and you feel that, especially in IMAX. That sequence is stunning and awesome. And I think the movie was thrilling throughout. I had a great time. I felt like I was hanging out with really awesome people doing really awesome stuff.
On buildings.
Yeah, and it never let down the pace. Everything was clear and fun. It was great. It looked great. Brad Bird really stepped up to the plate and delivered. I loved it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Not my favorite of the Mission Impossible movies. I found the action, the hand-to-hand combat stuff really muddy. I didn't like it. The only time that I really kind of could understand the geography of the fight and really felt like I was seeing the fight, like that fight was happening and I was able to see it, was in the one of the last action set pieces with the car park that was kind of moving. That was the only one, but I think it was because of the fact that it was so slowed down, because there were also this traversal element that was happening, that you kind of had to see every punch. But I really thought that the hand-to-hand stuff wasn't shot very well. I was really sort of confused and didn't really like it. We were also coming off of seeing a movie where that was not the case, so I thought that was very black and white to me. Most of the IMAX I was sort of interested in. There were a couple shots that I really dug, but for the most part I thought that it was an odd choice, especially when we were in Dubai, because you're shooting literally just a sand dune, and I was like, well, that doesn't show off the awesome IMAX, because you get like this much dune and that much sky. It's kind of impressive, but that's all you're gonna do with this frickin' IMAX machine. And then when you got to the big building, when you were sort of closing in on it, I was like, well, this is not impressive at all. When the camera started moving, that's when you really got that great vertigo feeling. So there is some really great IMAX in this, but not wall-to-wall IMAX stuff. And you know, Dark Knight, the whole first opening action sequence is shot in IMAX, and that's where I really felt that. Whereas here, I just felt like they were establishing shots with on the side of a camera on a you know.
The whole first opening action sequence of this film is filmed in IMAX.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I didn't get it.
car park scene that you found the most cogent, interestingly enough.
Yes.
Yeah. Sharper picture.
Yes. However, to me that
Less
didn't
motion
seem IMAX. I was like, oh, this is okay. Even was the desert scene shot in IMAX. That one I kind of got a little video-y thing going on, and I was like, could have used this in a regular one. It's a fun plot. I kind of didn't like that there weren't any twists. I kind of usually, for Mission Impossible, maybe I'm just, you know, comparing it so much to the first one, which I really loved, where it was all about the twists and who done it and why done it, whereas this, it's, you know, Russian nukes, and you're like, really? We're back in the 80s? The plot of this is Russian nukes? And then it just doesn't really change from that. And so I didn't, it was sort of like, you know, the action set pieces, the not hand-to-hand combat stuff, the action set pieces were amazing. The Dubai climbing on the thing, breathtaking, you know what I mean? When the camera comes out over top of him and he just starts going, amazing. There are some amazing action set pieces in this. And so at the end of the day, it ended up being a good movie. I definitely enjoyed it. Not my favorite of the bunch. Seemed like a summer blockbuster movie done fairly well, you know what I mean?
I think it's better than any of the summer blockbusters this summer. Not a tough thing to achieve,
not a tough thing to achieve.
but
yeah,
still.
I was to say.
Yeah. So I've said on the show quite a few times that the third Mission Impossible is one of my favorite action movies. So it's high bar to meet.
Yeah.
This did not meet that bar, but it was still a very cool action movie.
Yeah.
Very, very classically shot. Not bold stylistically in any way. Almost as if Alfred Hitchcock made a Mission Impossible movie, this would be it.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty high praise.
It is, but I also mean that in it's very timelessly shot. There's no, and it's not my. His eye isn't my favorite eye, you know, for just the shot design. No, but just the one.
Was this 3D?
Favorite.
Yeah, he's got the one blue eye and the one he's got that David Bowie thing going on.
Contact lens that records shit.
Yeah.
And I will also say it's the most well-rounded, it's the most team-oriented.
Definitely.
In a series that was what separated Mission Impossible from the James Bond franchise, besides being a TV show versus a movie, is that it was about the team.
Right.
And all of the movies, that's always in the background.
Yeah.
And this movie had the most well-defined characters in the team.
Yeah.
And
most
was
consistent team,
and
too.
the most consistent team, exactly. And I enjoyed the characters more, but I found the story to be less human than than the third Mission Impossible. I love the story in that one. It is such a grounded take, even though there's still whimsical and fantastical elements. This was grounded, but not. There was no character stuff. The character stuff here was just a little like detour on the side, in the middle, and then in the end. So I didn't fall in love with this as much. And I think that like that Dubai sequence, if it wasn't shot in IMAX, like what was special was that, wow, you're really seeing him do it. But the cinematography and the swashbuckle involved didn't match some of the set pieces from the other Mission Impossible movies,
most
especially
definitely.
the last one.
The one thing
For
I
me.
will say that I really did like was the choice to make the Ethan Hunt character, you know, the conceit is Ethan Hunt is a Superman, right? But in this one, there was
Actually,
a choice to make him a little bit hesitant.
Yes, I didn't like that.
Really?
Yes, I didn't like that. Because that's what's awesome.
He's balls to wall. It doesn't matter. He's just gonna try.
But there's something weird. It didn't seem to fit all the things he was.
I guess that's
like
true.
in the end, in the car park sequence, he does some bold things that don't match the hesitancy earlier on, which is something what's so fun in his characteristics, and in the rooftop sequence in the third movie when he just makes that jump.
Or the train sequence.
Holy
the
crap!
train sequence in the first movie, he just goes.
Yeah, and it's like, and there's something so. You know,
yeah, you know he's gonna
about
go,
that.
and we just hope he makes it.
And this felt a little. It didn't. The humanity
like they had
didn't
to
even pay
convince him
off.
to get out the door. To
yeah,
go
it was
up
a little
the
weird.
thing.
It was a little weird. I thought.
Interesting.
But
You've
though,
just convinced me that I don't like that thing.
Tom Cruise has bigger balls than you.
Oh.
That's just a given.
Tom Cruise has bigger balls than most people.
Yeah.
You being anyone.
Yeah. I mean,
yes. I mean, the truth of the matter, like, that sequence is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. And he's doing it, man. He doesn't have to do it.
Yeah, I know. Not just that. I mean, everything he does. The way he's
very good.
His physicality is just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, one of my favorite IMAX sequences was when he was running out of the hotel, and it was in IMAX and the dust storm was starting. I was like, that's the kind of shots I like.
The prison break was my favorite when you see the movie. The prison break was my favorite scene of the whole movie.
Interesting.
What a great idea for an action scene. The way it happened was phenomenal, and that was Tom Cruise non-verbally being awesome, like just the way only he can.
And I do love that Simon Pegg humor being injected in there. And Jeremy Renner was great. I mean, it makes me happy that he's now, or it makes me less scared that he's playing Hawkeye and that he's getting all these action roles and that he's going to become an action hero, because he can handle the action chops. You know what I mean? Like when he and Tom kind of had a tete-a-tete that was very, very quick. That was that was the best hand-to-hand combat in the whole thing. Oh, and the girls fighting, so bad.
I
So
didn't
bad.
think so.
When you get movies like Haywire, where you actually get girls that can fight.
We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen that.
Watch the trailer for Haywire, because that's better girl fighting than any of this movie. That whole sequence, I was like, I don't buy that either of those chicks can throw or take a punch or shoot a gun, ever. And there are girls out there that can do that. Cast those girls. You know what I mean? There are hot chicks.
We haven't seen Haywire. I mean.
No. I'm not saying
No,
Haywire.
I'm saying, like,
there are hot chicks
we may see a girl
that
that's
look
awesome
like
in Haywire that
Jennifer
can't.
Aniston,
Yeah.
or not Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston. She
Jennifer
punched her in the
Garner.
face one
Jennifer
time.
Garner, hot ass woman. And in Alias, it looked like she was kicking those guys' asses.
Rhea Perlman.
This chick did not look like she was kicking anybody's ass at all.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
Good movie.
I'm
Good
surprised
movie.
you guys are not as amped.
not
I
hot.
came out of that going, that is the most fun I've had in a pure action movie in a while. And I just had so much fun. I was right there on that adventure the entire time. I thought there was big, huge moments that didn't feel like, now it's time to have a big, huge moment. It felt completely natural, and I don't know.
I may have felt a little bit like that, actually.
Really?
Right when you just said that, that's a little bit how I felt.
God, I hate it when I
Yeah.
Inception you.
Anyway,
Good movie.
Yeah.
Worth a watch.
This message
and
will sell-
don't do it in fake Max. Do it in IMAX. If you're going to
Yeah.
see it in
I
IMAX,
think
do
it's
it
I
in real
actually
IMAX.
could say.
You can skip the IMAX.
I think IMAX is worthwhile.
I did for
I
a
think if
second.
you're gonna
I
go-
don't like
yeah.
when it's not in IMAX.
Oh, it's so blurry. Some of the shots were, like, blurry.
That's my problem.
I think it's
Anyway,
a mission you should choose to accept.
This message will self-destruct in
Now,
3, 2,
fun.
1.
All right, everybody, be sure to stick around. We're going to be answering one of your Twitter questions right after this. But first, we want to thank our sponsors. GoDaddy.com.
I heard about a
Our
special
friends
deal
at GoDaddy
for the month of December.
have a very special offer for the month of December.
That's what I heard about.
Only for people who hear about it. And we told Jeff earlier, he was so excited.
I get very excited.
GoDaddy's web hosting delivers the most reliable hosting available. They call it 4th generation hosting, and it offers many of the features the competitors just don't offer. And from now till the end of the year, you can get $199 a month economy hosting for 3 months. I almost did that, but 3 months. Normally, this would set you back $499. Come on. So hurry up, jump on this deal
$4.99? Are you
right
out of your
now.
mind?
$4.99, they are out of their mind. It's actually not, it's $1.99.
$1.99. That's cheap.
Just enter the code TRS21 when you check out, and you'll get your discount.
That sounds like a deal.
See you on Fridays.
See you on Fridays.
See you on Fridays. TGI.
Don't miss tomorrow when we play Secret Identity.
Today's Twitter question comes to us from @MateyGarpot.
Nice.
That's
a good
right.
one.
That is right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. MateyGarpot.
That one's person's real name.
It's a great name.
Just his
Flows
first name,
off the
though.
tongue.
Just his first name.
Yeah, MateyGarpot Smith. Garpot.
Sorry, matey.
If you could sorry, matey.
He's probably May Tigar Pot.
That's probably much
That's
better,
much
Dan.
better,
All right,
yeah.
here we go. If you could drive any vehicle or from a movie or TV show, what would it be? DeLorean and Kit from Knight Rider are too easy.
As are,
Dan
there's a
Trachtenberg.
whole list of things that I would say are too easy.
I agree.
Mine is from a commercial that airs on
I
TV.
know exactly what it is.
yes.
I know exactly what it is.
Yes.
Heinz ketchup bottle.
bottle,
Heinz ketchup
spaceship.
spaceship.
My favoriteest
Amazing.
thing. I wanted to be real so bad. The commercial is playing for you right now. It's amazing.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Jeff,
Ketchup. Dan wants to be inside the ketchup.
Hey,
Sure.
it's a great place to be. It's shoots
I can't
lasers.
follow that, but I will say
But I will.
Iron Man's armor. Best vehicle ever. Protects you,
If it's a
repulsor
vehicle-
rays, you can fly. How is it not a
I
vehicle?
think it's a vehicle. It's an exoskeleton.
What is a vehicle?
A thing that transport you from one location to another.
So, okay.
So, okay.
But it's armor.
I would go with the Condor from Mask, which was the Kawasaki Ninja that turns into motorcycle that turns into a helicopter. My favorite, and I
Unsafe
also
in every
believe
way.
it is very unsafe. But
Do not
when
stand up
wielded
on the motorcycle.
when wielded correctly, yeah, no double Z's. I was just taking you to the airport. But I think of all the Mask ones, the fact that it's a helicopter, so it has all the sort of local ability to move in the air, you know what I mean? Hover, all the stuff. It's not just like a plane where you're like, I gotta get off the ground and then it's only flying like a plane. And it's a motorcycle.
Put too much thought into this.
Yes. Thank you, May. Take our butt.